Simon Allison has written a tremendous article in the Mail and Guardian called "Ruling with One Foot in the Grave." On the morning of April 5th, in his official residence in Lilongwe, President Bingu wa Mutharika of Malawi had a fatal heart attack. That was not the end of his presidency, however. Even as his corpse decomposed, he would go on to govern for 2 more days, while his staff pretended that everything was just fine. Mutharika's death was unexpected, and so, as his would-be successors fought among themselves, his administration insisted that he was still alive until they were blue in the face. His body was flown to hospital in South Africa for medical treatment in a desperate attempt to keep up the facade. It was only on the morning of April 7 that his death was officially confirmed and the vice president allowed to assume power. The Mutharika incident, let's call it weekend at Bingu's, is the only documented example of an African president literally ruling from beyond the grave. Another president who appears to be governing from his deathbed is Gabon's Ali Bongo, who had a stroke in Saudi Arabia in October. He has returned home just twice since then, choosing to convalesce in Morocco instead. Right now in Algeria, 82-year-old Bouteflika is seeking his 5th term. He was paralyzed after a stroke in 2013 and has not spoken in public since then. Most observers believe he is too ill to wield real power. Video footage and photographs of the president show a wizened, decrepit man with barely the strength to sign his own name support this diagnosis, where he's not going again. Nigeria. This is the story of the body double, a man named Jubril from Sudan. And of course, Yaradua, who was a bit of a Mutharika situation, if I recall correctly. Being president is a physically demanding job. If Bingu wa Mutharika and Abdulaziz Bouteflika can teach us anything, it is that the concept of fitness to hold office should be taken as literally as possible. I take you back to something I wrote in 2014 on the occasion of the overthrow of beautiful Blaise Compaoré in Ouagadougou. I said then, what's clear is that a very young, very informed, very connected African youth demographic, which many characterize as a demographic dividend, but which for beautiful Blaise turned into a demographic terminator, is set to alter the existing equilibrium between the rulers and the subjects, and a rebalancing has begun. We need to ask ourselves, how many people can an incumbent shoot stone cold dead in such a situation? 100? Yes. 1,000? Maybe yes. 10,000? Maybe not. This is another point. There is a threshold beyond which the incumbent can't go. Where that threshold lies will be discovered in the throes of the event. Therefore, the preeminent point to note is that protests in Burkina Faso achieved escape velocity. Overthrowing incumbents is all about acceleration, momentum and speed, best characterized by the German word blitzkrieg.